Hey everybody! I'm going to take a few minutes in this video to go over the homework items here in week 4. So when you click on the week 4 homework assignments tab, you'll see 4 things listed. The first one is to read chapter 6. It's a supplement to the lesson in the week 4 module on revising writing. Okay, so it just offers a different way of learning that material. So look over that chapter, skim it. If you went through the PowerPoint and watched the video lesson pretty thoroughly, then you might not need to look through chapter 6, but if you prefer reading from a book, then chapter 6 might be pretty useful to you. The next item that you'll see is the week 4 journal. So for this week, you actually have 2 options to choose from for your prompt. Alright, so you only should choose one of these options, not both, and don't, mix them up and mash them together. Either choose option 1 and just write on that, or choose option 2 and write just on that. Option 1 says, think about what your experience in high school was like. Now, think about your experiences as a college student. Please discuss the similarities or differences between high school and college. So your response can go in any direction you want. It could be big differences or small differences or similarities, but just, compare and contrast your high school experience versus college. High school versus college. Option 2, think about what life was like before you became a parent. So obviously option 2 will probably only work if you are a parent. So think about what life was like before you became a parent. Then think about what life is like now that you have children. And again, you're just going to compare and contrast what life was like before kids versus what life is like now with kids. Either option you choose should probably be, a paragraph of 10 sentences, 12 sentences, maybe. Just try to be as thorough as you can. Again, the idea is not to just list as many similarities and differences as you can think of. You want to focus on 3 or 4 and provide specific examples of each one. Okay? So again, just choose one of those options, not both. So option 1 is high school versus college. Option 2, life before kids versus life with kids. Choose one, focus on 3 or 4 similarities or differences, and give us specific examples, explain those similarities or differences. And try to just get 8 to 10 minutes, even if you start to go off topic. If you have any questions about it, let me know. The next item that you'll see listed in week 4's homework is week 4 assignment 1, revising writing. So, in the first few weeks of the course, we looked at the 4 bases of writing. We looked at making sure we had a point to our paragraph, making sure we had good support for our paragraph, making sure we had coherence in our paragraph, and making sure we had good sentence skills in our paragraph. Those lessons are designed to help you achieve all 4 of those things the first time around. But we all know that that doesn't always happen, right? In fact, more often than not, we're going to need to go back and revise what we've written. That's what the lesson in week 4 was all about, and this assignment is going to sort of follow up on that and give you some practice at noticing, at identifying where a paragraph has missed the mark in one of those 4 bases. So you're going to do this in a Word document. So I've attached a file to the assignment instructions. that you can use as your template if you want, or you can create your own Word document and do it that way. But the file is attached to the assignment instructions so that you can pull that up and just fill in your answers. There are 4 parts to this assignment. The first part, part 1, is evaluating paragraphs for unity. So remember, unity is focus, making sure that the paragraph has a point and that it sticks to that point, that it doesn't go off topic. So that's what we're going to look for in part 1. There are 4 paragraphs. Each one lacks unity because it goes off topic somewhere, and maybe in more than one spot. So what you're going to do is you are going to try to find the sentences in each paragraph that go off topic. Let the topic sentence of the paragraph be your guide. The topic sentence of the paragraph tells us what the focus of the paragraph is supposed to be. So based off of that topic sentence, what sentences in this paragraph don't fit under that focus? Which ones go off topic? That's what you're going to look for. So in paragraph 1, called A Kindergarten Failure, the instructions tell you, and I've even highlighted it for you, decide which 2 sentences are off topic. Right? Underline or highlight your answers. So in that paragraph, A Kindergarten Failure, there are 2 sentences that go off topic. They might be right next to each other. They might be in different parts of the paragraph. But there are 2 that go off topic. Find them and either underline them or highlight them. Paragraph number 2, How to Prevent Cheating. Again, the instructions tell you that there are 2 sentences that go off topic. So find those 2, underline or highlight them. Paragraph 3, called Other Uses for Cars. The instructions for that paragraph tell you that there are 3 sentences that go off topic. Find them, highlight them, or underline them. And in paragraph 4, the instructions for this paragraph called American Technology, the instructions tell you that there are 5 sentences that go off topic. And in this case, you really need to keep coming back to that topic sentence to figure out which sentences in this paragraph don't actually belong. Okay, there are 5. Part 2 is evaluating paragraphs for support. Remember, we've learned that a good paragraph needs to have specific and adequate support. So you have your topic sentence, and then in that paragraph you're going to have several main ideas that you're discussing, and each main idea needs to have specific and adequate support, meaning enough support. So what we have here in part 2 is we have 3 paragraphs, and in each paragraph there's a main idea that does not have enough support. And you're going to figure out which ideas lack the support they need. So in paragraph 1, it's called Chicken, Our Best Friend, there are actually 2 ideas that need more support. Find them and either underline or highlight them. Okay? Now, don't underline the topic sentence or the last sentence. The topic sentence is supported by the rest of the paragraph. The last sentence is the concluding sentence, right? Neither of those need more support. You're focusing on everything that's in the middle. Which main ideas in that paragraph need more support? In the first paragraph, Chicken, Our Best Friend, there are 2. In the second paragraph, Tips for Bringing Up Children, there is 1 main idea that needs more support. And in paragraph number 3, culture conflict, there are 3 ideas that need more support. So for each paragraph, pay attention to how many ideas need more support, find them and underline them or highlight them. So part 3 is then looking at coherence, the third base of writing. So we have a paragraph here called apartment hunting. It has a good topic sentence and it has a good concluding sentence. And it has 3 solid main ideas. And each main idea has good support. The problem is that it's all out of order. It doesn't follow a logical progression. So it lacks coherence. So your job is to read that paragraph on apartment hunting and figure out how the paragraph should have been organized. And then underneath the paragraph, you're going to see an outline. You've got the topic sentence there from the paragraph, the original topic sentence. What should step 1 be in the process of apartment hunting? It's not necessarily the one that's discussed first, but what should be step 1, right? And in the instructions, the part that's highlighted in yellow, I kind of give you a hint. Think about the steps logically. You can't, if you're looking for an apartment, or if you're in the beginning stages of looking for an apartment, you can't inspect a place until you've looked to see what's available. And you're not going to look at what's available until you know what you want, right? So think about the steps logically, and then read the paragraph again. What should step 1 be? Write that on the line for step 1. Step 1 has 3 supporting details that goes with it. Write those on lines A, B, and C. What should step 2 be? Type that out on the line for step 2. Step 2 has 3 supporting ideas that go with it. Type those out on lines A, B, and C for step 2. And what should step 3 be? Type that out next to step 3, and step 3 has 5 supporting ideas that go with it. So type those out on lines A, B, C, D, and E. So again, think about it logically and just do your best to try to outline the paragraph in the way it should have been organized. Part 4, we're going to just work on looking at paragraphs and evaluating them and figuring out what is wrong with them. Maybe it lacks focus, so maybe it's lacking unity. Maybe it's lacking support. Maybe it's lacking coherence. Maybe the sentence skills are bad. Or maybe the paragraph is perfectly fine. You don't know what's wrong with it. You have to figure out what's wrong with it. So in part 4, number 1, we have a paragraph called texting. You're going to read that paragraph and then choose from the options below it to tell me what is wrong with that paragraph. So option A says the paragraph lacks unity. It does not stay on topic. If you think that's what's wrong with this paragraph, then you will highlight or underline option A. Option B says the paragraph lacks support. The main ideas lack specific examples and explanation. If you think that's what's wrong with the paragraph, then you'll mark option B. Option C says the paragraph lacks coherence. The ideas are not organized well. If you think that's what's wrong with the paragraph, mark option C. Option D is about sentence skills. There's numerous grammar errors, like sentence fragments, run-ons and comma splices, etc. If you think that's what's wrong with the paragraph, mark option D. If you read the paragraph and you think there's nothing wrong with it at all, it is focused, it has good support, it has coherence, and it has good sentence skills, then you'll mark option E, that the paragraph is well written in terms of the 4 bases, that there's nothing seems to be wrong with the paragraph. So you'll do that for all 5, right? So the first paragraph is on texting. Read it and choose which option you think best fits with that paragraph. Each paragraph will only get one answer, right? So if you think it lacks unity, it will not also lack sentence skills. It's one or the other. So for each paragraph, choose one option that best fits with that paragraph, right? So number 1, the paragraph on texting, one of those options, A, B, C, D, or E, will be marked. Only one of those options. Same thing for the second paragraph on bullying, and the third paragraph on asking girls out, the fourth paragraph on a change in my writing, and the fifth paragraph on luck and me. You can maybe figure out for yourself that there are 5 paragraphs and 5 options for answers. So it's possible that each option, each answer, will get used once. So one of these paragraphs lacks unity. One of these paragraphs lacks support. One of these paragraphs lacks coherence. One of these paragraphs lacks sentence skills. And one of these paragraphs is perfectly fine. Figure out which is which and mark the answers appropriately. All right. The last assignment for this week is, of course, the week 4 discussion, which is all about how to prepare for an exam. So for this discussion, I want you to tell us your process for preparing for an exam. Explain your process to us. You can focus on what you do from the very beginning, right? From the day you find out you're having an exam, how do you prepare from that moment leading all the way up to exam day? Or you could focus on maybe just like a day or 2 before the exam. What do you do? Maybe you want to focus on what you do the day and night before the exam. Maybe you want to focus on what you do the day of the exam. This is really, because it's not how to study. That can be your focus. But the title of the discussion is how to prepare for an exam. So you can look at the word prepare in several different ways. You can tell us how you actually study, or you can tell us how you prepare in some other way. But the idea is that you want to explain your steps, the steps in your process for preparing for an exam. So do your best there. It should probably be, 8 to 10 sentences, depending on how, you might have a longer process. You might have quite a few steps, and if you go past 8 to 10 sentences, that's fine. If you give me 2 sentences, 2 or 3 sentences on how you prepare for an exam, first of all, that's not a real process, and you need a more thorough response. And second, I would be a little worried that, you don't have a very successful process for studying, for preparing for an exam. It should be more robust than just 2 or 3 sentences. So just, think about how you want to approach the prompt, and then give us a paragraph or 2 on how to prepare for an exam, the steps of your process. Try to have your first post up by Thursday night. Respond to 2 classmates before the discussion closes Sunday night at midnight. If you have any questions about this week's homework, run into any technical difficulties, let me know. Otherwise, free to go ahead and get started on everything.